Welcome to Coffee with Famous People. Today on our talk show, we have the famous albeit dead Indian scientist JC Bose. For the benefit of the audience, sir, who are unfamiliar with your work, would you please tell a bit about yourself?
Hi Aarushi. I'm an Indian physicist come biologist and I've also dabbled in science fiction writing. During my era, I made major progress in wireless communication and also did path-breaking research on plants.
Being students of ELL212, the mention of wireless communication has piqued our interest. Could you please elaborate more on this?
Before I begin, I must clarify that the time I'm talking about isn't the 21st century, but rather the fag end of the 19th century. The amount of research then done on electromagnetics was much less than what is done today on Kim Kardashian. That time, wireless communication was something that you might call crazy. I had demonstrated wireless communication for the first time by igniting gunpowder at a distance. To enable long-distance communication, I also created a super-sensitive receiver known as the iron mercury coherer. It consisted of a mercury bucket with a thin layer of oil on the top and an iron disc resting on the oil, applying a low enough pressure to not break the top layer. When an RF signal is detected, the oil layer breaks and the circuit is completed by the disc coming in contact with the mercury. Marconi used this in his experiments.
Thank you for mentioning Marconi. What are the latest rumors circling around over a scandal between you and Marconi? A quick recap for our viewers. Marconi is credited as being a pioneer of wireless communication by being the first scientist to send a message across the Atlantic just 2 years after Bose displayed his mercury coherer.
There is no scandal. You media over-sensationalize the news. The only issue is that Marconi didn't give me credit for using my coherer and even tried to hide its origins. Sadly, people then didn't pay much attention to this since my research paper didn't get sufficient traction.
Marconi went on to win the Nobel Prize, which rightly should have been shared with you. Don't you feel, sir, that you should have patented the device?
My research isn't motivated by money or recognition. Instead, like the old rishis of India, my work is ever open to all willing to accept it. Thank you now, Aarushi. My 2 minutes are up and I must now return to my grave.